All right. Welcome to the Purple Huddle halftime show, Vikings Territory YouTube, and for the first time, the purpleptsd.com Facebook. We're live on both platforms. So, yeah, if you're in either one, be sure to give them a follow, subscription, whatever you got to do on that platform. We'll be doing this every single week throughout the entire season. As usual, I'm your host, Josh Fry, managing editor over at purpleptsd.com. And yeah, stop me if you heard this before, but in a game where the Vikings feel like they've dominated every facet of the game, it's a one possession score going into halftime. Vikings up on the Packers 10-3 heading into the half. It was honestly a great first quarter for the squad. They dominated that first half, didn't allow a single first down to Green Bay. Time of possession battle, everything going in favor of the Vikings right now. But still, few mistakes here and there, and somehow we're in a one-score game again. It's the Kevin O'Connell era, and this team knows nothing but one-score games. And yeah, it's just gotten a little bit crazy at this point. But some of the stats from the first half, another great first half from Jordan Addison. And with Justin Jefferson on IR, the Vikings have needed somebody to step up in that wide receiver one role, and he has done just that. 5 catches for 56 yards in the first half. Couldn't ask for much more out of the rookie. He's been fantastic. TJ Hawkinson with 3 catches for 50 yards too. Vikings passing offense has looked great outside of the red zone, at least. They had, again, those red zone drives continue to just not add up into touchdowns. They settled for another field goal. 4th and 1 at the beginning of the game. Feels like that was a situation where the Vikings should have gone for it. 4th and 1, kind of just establish some of the tone for this game. David, can we get the plays in, please? Yeah, that was another thing that kind of ticked me off in that first half. The Vikings there was no urgency going to the line of scrimmage. There were a couple plays, either delay a game or they just barely got the play off. Against this Packers defense, they're reeling. They're without some of their starters. They can't guard Jordan Addison right now. I I wish they would have had a little bit more tempo throughout that entire first half, just to keep the ball moving a little bit, keep the Packers D on their heels, and they just didn't do that enough. But yeah, overall, it was a really solid first half for this team. The defense continues to just play at an elite level. They they have completely put Jordan Love on his heels the entire first half. Didn't really establish any sort of rhythm until that, again, of course, that very last drive. And Cousins thinks he's Peyton Manning. He's not. I don't know. I'm not going to put too much blame on Cousins. He was facing a lot of pressure in that first half, and he made a few really crucial throws in that first half. I think he's been playing some pretty good ball over the past few weeks. And no first half turnovers. That's something that we haven't seen out of this team. They didn't have a single turnover in that first half. They were inches away from forcing a couple of their own against on that Packers offense. There was that interception that went in and out of Cam Bynum's hands, and then a couple plays later, that fumble that could have landed in the Vikings' hands. But it's Vikings football. Those plays aren't going to go the Vikings way. But yeah, really solid first half. I think that this team is really starting to find their groove a little bit. I would like to have my blood pressure a little bit lower going into halftime than what it is, because missed field goal, missed opportunity in the red zone, they have to convert those. They haven't been doing that. Greg Joseph over the past few weeks has missed 5 kicks now, and it has to be better. The red zone offense has to be better. They need to be better about getting those plays. And obviously, without Justin Jefferson, it's going to be a little bit tougher down there. But you got TJ Hawkinson, you got Jordan Addison, second in the league in touchdown catches coming into the weekend. This is an offense that should be hot. That it should be one of the best units in the league. And in the red zone, that there's no excuse for not getting those plays off in time, for not scoring in the red zone. They have to convert some of these into touchdowns, especially on the end of the season when you're playing teams against like the Bengals, the Lions. You got the Packers at home down the stretch here too. You're not going to get away. You're not going to get away with not scoring in the red zone against some of those teams, especially Detroit, when it's going to probably. It looks like it might end up being a battle between the Vikings and the Lions for the NFC North by the time we get down to Christmas Eve and then into January too. So they have to clean up that area. I think the fact that Green Bay had 8 penalties for 69 yards and you only managed to come away with 10 points in that first half. I need to see more scoring in the second half to really feel great about this team. I think they're a good team. I think they can be a great team. They just have to limit some of these things that they're doing right now. The no turnovers thing is great. It's a step in the right direction, but you have to convert in the red zone. You have to keep stopping the opponent on third down, which is something that the Vikings did really great until that final drive. Uh, Green Bay, what was it? They were 3 of 7, and they were like for their first 4 third downs, and then they completed like three. They converted like 3 in a row to get back into this game. Hopefully the Vikings are able to come out in the second half. I want to see more tempo out of the offense. I want to see the defense continue to apply pressure on Jordan Love. Doesn't feel like he really knows what to do when the Vikings can get in his face. And it's really going to come down to whether or not they can convert in the red zone, because the Vikings, they've shown this entire first half they're able to get down into that area. It's just going to be a matter of, can they punch the ball into the end zone. Cam Akers had the first rushing touchdown of the Vikings season, which is something you don't want to say in week 8, but at least we got it finally. So that's another positive, I guess. Wish it didn't take this long, but at least it's here now. But yeah, Vikings leading the Packers on the road at the end of the first half. We're living in a world where the Vikings defense looks great and the Packers quarterback looks awful, which is not a world that I've ever lived in. So I'll take that for sure. But yeah, hopefully Vikings can come out, step on Green Bay's throat, start the second half, put this game away, lower our blood pressure a little bit down the stretch, and hopefully we have a nice, easy conclusion to this one, because I'm kind of sick of the one score thing. If I'm being completely honest, I want to see a big win. Vikings haven't had one of those basically since week 1 of last year against Green Bay. So yeah, I want to see Green Bay. I want to see Minnesota come out, step on their throats, and put this game away. Hopefully they do that. If you haven't, make sure to go over to purpleptsd.com, vikingsterritory.com. We've got tons of content over there right now covering the start of this game, and we'll have plenty of post-game coverage as well. But yeah, I'm Josh Fry signing out. Hope you enjoyed the Purple Huddle. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And yeah, we'll see you after the game.